Looking back in front of me, the mirror is regret. Through eyes of love I see, I'm really looking at a friend. We've all had our problems, the way life is. My heart goes out to brothers, we're there to make amends. We've been walking the tightrope, trying to make it right. We're walking the tightrope every day and every night. We're walking the tightrope, bring it all around. We're walking the tightrope, from the lost to found. We're walking the tightrope, stretch around the world. Walking the tightrope, save the boys and girls. Walking the tightrope, let's make it right. Walking the tightrope, do it to tonight. Walking the tightrope.
I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. She's been looking like a queen in a sailor's dream, and she don't always say what she really means. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. I can picture every move that a man could make. Getting lost in her loving is your first mistake. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning when I'm losing again. I can see her looking fast in her faded jeans. She's a hard-hearted woman, got me feeling mean. Sometimes it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping around my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping around my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning when I'm losing again.
to get moving, everybody rock steady. It's time, now it's time. Get on the ball, get on the right track. No time to lose, there's no looking back. It's time, I said it's time. Hey now, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone and wonder why. The time is now, no hesitating. You got the green light, tell me why are you waiting? It's time, I said it's time. Shake it up. Let it be free. He's got the idea right there. Well, the clock is ticking, no time for talking. If you can't hitch a ride, you better start walking. It's time, I said it's time. Oh, get on the ball, get on the right track. No time to lose, no looking back. It's time, oh, I said it's time. 2, 3, 4, Lord, Lord, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone, you wonder why. Well, the time is now, no hesitating. You got the green light. Who are you waiting? It's time, I said it's time. Talk to me, boys. I like it, I like it. Hey, hey, hey. Lord, Lord, what you gonna do if that passes you by? You get left alone, you wonder why. I said the clock is ticking, there's no time for talking. If you can't hitch a ride, you better start walking. It's time. He knows it's time. It's time, man. I said it's time. I mean it's time. Whip it.
You need cool air, baby. I'm not fooling. All right, welcome back to the Michael J. Steel for Senate show, coming at you live from downtown Fargo, North Dakota. We're on our second set here, second show for the night, our red eye session. For anybody who's ready to listen, I guess we're here. And we got the usual suspects in the live audience here. Got Shannon, Michael, me. Hope everybody's doing good. Current temperature in Fargo.
Michael J.
What's going on now?
Hey, I got a call from your cousin Jenny.
That ain't my cousin. That ain't my cousin.
She's mad.
That ain't my
She's
cousin.
mad at you.
She ain't my cousin. That broad ain't no relation to me. She's the broad that lives in the
She's
basement.
upset with you.
Well, don't ask me if I give a shit. She's living in the basement of Jason. Jason gets mad at me more than anything because he's got to deal with the crazy psycho when I stand up to her.
I think you need to call him.
I ain't calling her.
No, he doesn't.
You
You know
need
what
to
she
call-
said? She said that he needs to get a job and forget about politics. Screw her. He doesn't owe her nothing. Oh, And the way she talked to me, she brought out the worst of me.
That's right. It's just Jason's got to live with her and deal with her, see? She gets mad. She starts the trouble. Then you stand up to her, give her a taste of her own medicine. Then she gets mad, and then she takes it out on him, see? And then he's got to deal with her drinking and slapping him and hitting him in the head. And, they don't even sleep together, those two. She sleeps in another room. He sleeps in this room. She sleeps in the basement. And she literally just moved in. I know the story. He's been crying to me for 12 years, and he can't get rid of her.
She's mad
She
at
started
you.
it. She started it, and then she can't take it. So that's her problem.
Shannon, she don't like you.
I don't give a shit. You think I'm going to lose any sleep over
I
that?
didn't say that, but I'm just telling you.
She can go hang herself from her freaking linens for all I care.
Michael J., this is all on you.
It is not. She started it. He was being nice to her.
No, he wasn't. He was beating her up. Come on.
Well, she didn't
Shannon.
have to get rude with me. She told me, fuck you first. So I gave it back to her, and she didn't like it. Oh, why? Why? Cry me a river. Wah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to put up with a woman being rude to me like that for no reason, who doesn't even know me, then tells Michael to give up politics and get a job. He's got a job. He runs 3 businesses. So you know what? She needs to keep her mouth shut or she'll get it again.
I told her to join the call.
Don't take up for her, Michael. I love you.
Hey, I'm just bringing up a point.
Well, I don't cow down to some basement dweller.
A basement dweller. She's upset about that.
Who cares? She started
pissed
it.
Off, Michael J.
She calls me homeless. She calls me homeless. She's a lot lizard.
She started it.
Tony Knuckles is getting beat up right now because of you, Michael J.
That's good. Well, he should have got rid of her a long time ago, but I was going to send Biker Betty up there to get rid of her, but he won't allow that. So there's something more than meets the eye. And I could tell you a lot of stuff that he told me but I'm not even going to bring it up here. But about this lot lizard living in his basement he can't get rid of. So she starts it. She comes out of the show. She comes on the show calling me homeless, spurring all this garbage and hate and just unbelievable. Out of nowhere, Big Tony's on the show. And then here she comes like a crazy person, I mean, she's the crazy one. Nobody's bothering her.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, I've been nice to her.
Yeah, he's nice. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, she doesn't have any love for you, Michael J.
Ask me if I give a shit. Ask me if I give a
know.
shit. Why would I have love for a woman like that has drove my cousin completely insane for 12 years, drove him nuts?
Hey,
you know, he's cried on my shoulder for I don't know how long about this broad. And I said, I'll send
but you
Biker
love
Betty.
your cousin.
Well, I told him I'll send Biker Betty up there to take care of her, and he won't allow that, so he's stuck with her. That's it. He made his bed.
Is
He can
Biker
lie.
Betty one of your friends?
Yeah, she's one of my friends, and she likes to listen to the
She
show.
got tattoos.
Yeah, she smokes cigars. She likes listening to this show, too. And she crushes beer cans over the top of her head real easily.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sounds like your kind of woman.
No, she's just a friend, and she doesn't want me getting messed with. And when Jason's crying, he goes, "How can I take care of this problem?" And I said, "We'll send Biker Betty up there." And then he stops me from making the call. So I don't know what to tell him.
Well, I got a call from them, and they were upset.
Well, but maybe they'll strangle each other.
well,
I don't know.
No, come on.
You
What it
The
is.
linen.
You should hear them two
It's what
fight.
it
With
is.
the linen.
Should hear them two fight. Yeah, the linen lady can tie him up.
I told Jenny to call in and talk,
Well,
and I told her that you would listen.
is she going to apologize? Is she going to apologize?
She ain't gonna apologize. She's gonna tell you what she thinks of you.
Well, then she can go screw
She's
herself.
just like
She
you.
can go screw herself. She ain't nothing
I
like
don't think
She's
she
just
wants.
like you.
She ain't nothing like me.
I have a very, very high IQ and a vocabulary to match. I don't think she wants to get in another argument with me.
Well, Shannon, I don't think she's gonna argue with you.
Okay, well, she better not.
Thank you for defending me,
But
Shannon.
Michael J,
I love you
she's
even
gonna.
more now.
Hey,
I
I
always
love you even more
she's
now,
gonna
Shannon.
argue with Michael J.
I always have your back, dear.
But Michael J, she's
Oh.
gonna butcher you.
She ain't going to do
You
I
nothing
have
to
mean
me.
cousin
things
Michael's
to her.
back too, because we're family now.
See, I don't say mean things. I just talk realistic. Everybody else talks out of their, they're crazy. Everybody's
That's a
crazy, but I'm
fugazi.
normal.
Oh, I love you, Michael. You're in. I would never get mad at you, cousin Michael. Never.
Hey, what happened to all these other people on these podcasts?
What are you talking about?
I'm just talking about, like, we lost Chris Wilson. I don't
No,
hear.
he got put in Podbean jail.
What do
So
you mean?
he's been, I don't know why, he got blocked from three different podcasts, and so you can't get on. He's got another like 4 days.
Why?
So no,
What about Michael Keys?
Michael Key. He's been working a lot lately.
And
So
what about
I think Michael Key's been coming in here under another name,
is he?
and
He
I
doesn't
think
wanna.
Pat
He
Ryan
doesn't.
is definitely Pook
You
because
think
he
he
said
doesn't?
two things. He said two things. He said, I like it when Michael and Michael argue. And he always said that to me when he used to text me. And then he also is real good at looking up stats and stuff and campaign contributions. And that's what Pook does. He fact checks. Pat Riot is Pook. And if you look at his followers or people he's following, it's all Jester, Michael Key, all those.
Well, the whole
Pat
point.
Riot is Pook.
The
I'm
whole
telling you.
point is why you got to be fake.
Well,
Where we
I don't
come
know.
from,
Maybe
Shannon, we're not
Pook
fake.
knows that I was. Oh, he's here.
Hey, I don't believe in
I'm
being
none of
fake.
these people. Okay, well then, Pat,
And if you want to
then
bust my
prove
chops,
to us
bust
who
my
you are
balls,
and
you
come on
can.
this panel. Yeah, but you can go back and forth. You can
See,
have two accounts and different devices. Pat Riot, well then prove who you are and come up here on this panel.
We'd figure
You already
it
said that
out.
you recognize your voice.
We'd figure Pat Riot out if he come on the panel. We'd know who it was. See, and that's why Pat Riot never comes on the show. He did one day, and he played that song "I'm an Asshole," and that was about it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he's under no obligation to prove
Oh.
anything. Ooh, but he can condemn people when he comes on Michael J. Steele Percentage Show. He can condemn people, but now he has no obligation. He makes everybody else prove everything after he's slandered and libeled people, but now he has no obligation to prove anything once he slanders and libels you. I'll be darned, and then he likes to bring up things from 25 years ago that don't really matter, because we live in the now.
Live in the now.
That's right. This show's about the now, not the yesterdays.
Here we go with the insults again.
Yeah. Well, I guess I went to college and studied criminal justice and law for 9 years. I guess that doesn't matter to Pat Riot. So, Pat Riot's obviously Pook, or he's that jerk off that works for the Fargo Forum, who's David Olson. I think he's that Fargo Forum guy. That's who I think it is. Shannon thinks it's Pook. I think it's the David Olson asshole that put my picture on the front page of the Fargo Forum. And I've taken a lot of heat because of that David Olson character. So I hope he rots in hell for what he did. But I answered the questions honestly. He didn't have to put it on the front page of the Forum, and I don't care. I had a DUI 25 years ago. Who gives a shit? Me and everybody else in this godforsaken state I live in. I'm the last vestige of true democracy in the state, and they want to destroy that because they just want, if you're not a Republican, they don't want you living in North Dakota. I'm going to tell you that right now. They blacklist people from jobs. I mean, there's a hatred here against anybody that's not. All you got to do is say, I'm a Republican, and North Dakota just licks your butthole, and that's all you got to say.
I wonder how many people actually run, say like you're a Democrat, and they go around saying that they're Republican and run for Republican office, but go against everybody and really support the Democratic Party. I wonder how often that happens.
It happens in certain states, but North Dakota is. We had moles when I was working for the Democratic Party of old. That was the real Democratic Party when they were had some power in the federal level here. We caught moles, and that were sending our emails that were working in our offices. They were sending emails to the Republican Party, our political strategy, recordings, tape recordings, everything. And I told my boss, I said, these people come, I know who their families are. These are well-to-do Republican families. Why do you got them working in the office with you guys? And then they come and apologize to me when it was too late, 2 weeks before the campaigns were almost over. They ran these guys out of the office with baseball bats because they had Washington look into them, and I was right. And it's just insane. I caught all kinds of moles. They did get rid of some, but they'll have moles come in and they work for the other party. They'll come in, take your money, play the game like they're Democrats, and they're actually Republicans. And that's who's infiltrated the Democratic Party in North Dakota right now. It's Republicans.
Well, who's the molds? Who's the molds with Katrina?
She's a mold. She's a spoiler. I talked to a lady that was was a real Democrat. A real Democrat. I got a good friend of mine, and I don't want to talk about it right now because she had open heart surgery, and she wants her name to be not taken. My advisor told me she's a spoiler, and they might do that. There's people in the party. They pulled that shit on her, this lady, but she won, beat 5 incumbents, and she won 5 times after she didn't win the convention. She's a good friend of mine. In politics here 60 years, one of the most decorated Democratic politicians in this state. She's 75 years old right now, just had triple bypass surgery. She don't want me to name her name because she don't need the heat right now because I'm under heat. But she told me they're going to throw a spoiler in there and they're dirty enough to do it. And she was a Democrat, said she knew her own party was that right.
Jenny and Katrina are friends.
Okay, Pat Riot kind of gave himself away a little bit there. So he says, we don't have many of them rhinos down here. So he obviously is not a northerner. So he's a southerner. And Pook lives in Houston. Pat Riot, I can tell by your followers who you are. You are poop.
You're a fast study,
I know
Shannon.
you're poop.
Come on,
Shannon's
jump
a
on the
fast
Follow your
call.
study.
talk.
Shannon's a
Jump on the
fast
call.
I'm
study.
in Texas.
Poop,
Yeah,
if
he's in
it's you,
Texas.
jump
That's
on the
poop.
call.
Shannon's a fast study.
Stand up. Come on. Because we know Michael J. likes Katrina.
I don't like her. The woman, she hissed at me like the
You're going to
devil.
give her coffee. You're going to serve her coffee.
I was in another room with her one time.
Like a cat or like a snake?
Like a
He's
snake.
going to give her coffee
She
and
hissed
he's
at me
going
like
to
a
say,
snake.
"Can I rub your feet, Katrina?
She hissed at me
Do
like
you want me to rub
she
your
said,
feet?
I don't want to rub nothing of hers. I don't like her. She don't like me.
You
She
want to rub
hissed
her
at me.
feet. You want to massage her feet."
You want to massage your feet, you freako. You want to
And then
rub
if
her
John
feet.
Hogan wins, you're going to go, "Sir, can I get you a cup of coffee?"
Yeah, on your
What would
in
you
your wet
like?
dreams, I'll do that. Yeah.
Hi,
You're gonna go. You're already
Mr.
working
Hogan,
for
would
it.
you like a cup of coffee?
You're already given strategy. That's why I don't tell you no more strategy. I don't share it on the show.
I don't want to know
I
your
share it with
strategy.
Shannon's my chief of staff. See.
Shannon,
And,
I don't want to know his strategy.
Well, I don't give
I
you.
just want to know he's going to serve coffee.
I ain't gonna serve nothing. I'm gonna win
Michael
this
J.,
election.
you're going to
You
give
know.
coffee to
Shit,
everybody.
I did the impossible.
Oh.
Me and Shannon, we did it all by ourselves with no help. We did this whole thing.
I want to hear the story about when she hissed at you.
No, I was in a room at I went to the convention, one of the conventions, and I turned around there. She's in the corner hissing at me like a fucking weirdo. It's like, oh my God.
Who?
Katrina. I'm going, what? This broad is evil. Keep her away. I made the sign of the cross and I ran out of there, you know.
What are you
Man.
talking about?
This
Maybe
Katrina.
she's related to that demon that you saw walking down the
I think
street
she
in
is.
Fargo.
I shouldn't say that,
Come
but I
on,
think
Michael
she is.
J.
She hissed at
Don't
me.
come near me.
Yeah, she hissed at me like a snake. It was weird, you know. I mean, you could just look at this woman and see the evil in her eyes. She's scary. Wow.
Come on.
I'm scared of her.
She seems
Funny.
genuine.
Pat Wright says, sounds like
She
your
seems
strategy
wholesome.
is just hanging out at the mall. Man, that's an insult. You know, I met a lot of people
But,
at the
hey,
biggest mall in North Dakota, Pat Riot.
Yeah,
you know.
but you only went to one mall.
Yeah, the biggest mall in North Dakota where everybody shops at from the whole state.
Yeah, but you
I
didn't
was
go to
there
all
for 2
53
months.
counties.
I went to 24 towns.
Two
24 towns. 24 towns.
in 2 counties.
24 towns.
Come on, be realistic.
I went to the biggest towns in North Dakota. You know, what the fuck do you think I do? Send a message.
Why don't
I
you
went
get
to
on the
DC.
bandwagon with
I
Katrina?
got people in D.C. looking out for me.
DC
So,
don't mean shit.
the D.C.
It
people,
don't mean shit.
they know more about politics than you'll ever know.
Okay,
Because
so
you ain't even
let me
knocked on a
explain
door.
something to
You
you,
sit at
little
your
cousin.
mom's house eating fucking bonbons and Twinkies.
Listen,
You sit at your mother's
hey,
house eating cookies and
your
bonbons.
state
You
is
don't even
North
knock on a
Dakota.
door. You've
If
never
you're
knocked on
sitting
a door.
watching DC, nobody's
The
listening
people
to
in
you.
D.C. know the laws. They got the laws, the federal laws. I'm
Right,
running for
right.
federal
But
office,
what
you
about the people in
moron.
North
I'm
Dakota?
running for federal
Oh,
office.
I'm a
I'm not running for
moron.
state
Live
legislature.
in
I
the
eat
now.
bonbons.
Yeah, you're a moron. I run for
I'm being
federal.
realistic.
You are.
Wait,
I think
I'm being
you don't know the law.
Michael
The
J.
laws are in
Michael J.
D.C.
I'm being
The federal
realistic.
people run the Senate.
Okay, I don't
That's
care
a
about
federal
that.
outfit.
The
It
whole
ain't
point.
state.
Oh man,
Well, you're a
you didn't
moron.
even hear a word I
Because
said
you're a
because
moron.
you're
Okay,
in
You
La La
Pat
Land.
talk
Riot
and
says we need
you're
to
not
put
even
the
here.
Katrina.
You ain't knocked on one door. You talk a lot of bullshit. And you and Pat Wright, you talk a lot of bullshit. You don't even,
No, I
you know,
brought up
if you
a
think
good
it's so
point.
easy, why don't you run? You know, Pat
No,
Wright, you chicken
I
shit.
didn't say Michael J. I brought up a point, and all you did is butcher me.
Well, no, jerk off Pat Wright. So all you do is hang out at the mall like I'm a teenager or something.
Well, leave
What
the
a
Katrina after she
disrespectful,
beats you in the
what a
comments.
disrespectful jack off Pat Riot is. You know, I was
Okay,
doing
so
work.
answer is,
I was
hey,
at a booth for 2 months working, politicking with
well,
everybody
answer
in the
Pat
state.
Ryan's
And the
question.
mall that everybody
What
comes to North
counties?
Dakota goes to. The whole state goes to that
What
mall.
counties have you been to?
I've been to
Of the
Burleigh,
54 counties.
Ramsey, Cass. You know, that's them are 3 of your bigger ones, you know. I've been to a lot of counties in North Dakota. But I'm talking about towns.
What are you gonna do with
I
What
went
are you
to
gonna do with
Towns. I went
Jason's
to
Jenny?
Towns. The
Yeah, but
biggest
what are you gonna
towns
do with
where
Jason's
people go.
Jenny?
Some of these counties, 5 people live in them, and who
Jenny's
gives a
mad at
shit?
you.
I don't give a fuck if she's mad at me or not. I don't give a shit. I don't even
But
like
what
her.
about Jason?
Tell her to go hang herself with them goddamn sheets.
Right.
Nah, come
Fucking
on,
linen. Tell
guys.
her
You
she can
gotta
shove her
love
linens up
on
her
I
her.
don't like
ass.
her, and I don't even give a shit. She talks bullshit, and I don't like her,
Jason
Come on.
Brewer.
you know.
I don't
Will you
like her
be
either.
nice to her?
I've been to Barnes
Why?
County.
She's not nice to us.
I've been to Benson County, Bottineau, Burke. I've been to Burley, Bowman, Cass, Cavalier County, Dickey, Divide. I've been all over this fucking state. I mean, Grand Forks County, Griggs County, Kidder County, Lemoore. Shit, what else do you want from me? I've been all over up and down this state. I've only lived here 44 years. McLean County, McKenzie County, Morton County, Oliver County. I mean, how many other counties you want me to go to? I've been to Pembina County, Pierce County, Ramsey's pretty nice little county. Up in Devil's Lake there. I've been to Ransom County, Renville, Richland, Rolette.
Hey.
I've been everywhere,
Cut it
man.
out, Pat Ryder.
Jenny has the ass with you.
Why do you keep bringing Jenny up? Jenny don't even come on the show. She comes on every 3 months.
Jenny's
They say, you're a
upset
homeless
with you.
person. Blah, blah, blah. And then she starts trouble, and then that's it. And then Jason gets
No,
the shit
hang
knocked
on,
Who
out of
the
him.
hang on.
hell is she,
The J-
Michael? Come on now, Michael.
Yeah, who the hell is
Why-
she?
But
why-
Jenny's
why-
upset
I'm
with
your
you.
flesh and
Pursuing
blood.
this Jenny shit.
You're going to take some broad over
Jenny?
me. I'm your flesh and blood.
That's like a box of chocolate, Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you that guy,
Shannon, she's
Forrest
gonna
Gump?
be
I
upset.
think he's Forrest Gump. I think, Michael, you're starting to sound like Forrest Gump. You better quit drinking.
Jenny.
Jenny?
Is that you, Jenny?
Or do you have,
Jenny, I got a box of chocolate.
I don't know, man. Did you have a stroke or something, Michael? You talking? I think the booze.
And you know what, Michael J., you're crazy. I thought I was
Fugazi,
nuts,
forget
but
about
you're
it.
nuts.
You're going to be making coffee for
I'm saying-
Katrina, Michael. You're going to be shining her
Listen.
shoes.
Oh, hey,
You're
I
going to be
make
shining
coffee
her
for
shoes.
Katrina.
You're going to go shine her shoes.
Hey, I'd make coffee for Katrina and her husband and her
You're
kids.
going to go do
and
her
I'd
windows.
welcome
You're going to
them
go to her
in,
house and do her
I'd visit
windows
with them.
inside and out.
Wax on? Wax on.
And
That's
then
right.
I would tell them that she has no shot in hell winning the
Forget about it.
North Dakota Democratic nomination.
Well, this poor
Because
party's
Michael J's
imploded.
gonna
They
get
didn't
it
listen to
because-
me. And all the people that were worth the shit are now independents. They left the party. And then by Michael J.
Michael
Steele
J.
boycotting the convention,
Hey.
it went downhill. 15 people that they endorsed got thrown out.
You want me
They
to
got
call
thrown
John
out.
Hoven and make sure you can make coffee
This
for him?
party's imploded. 15 people, I'm not bullshitting, are off the ballot now.
Hey, I'll
And the
call John
Republicans are
Hoven
shooing.
personally and tell
They
him.
don't even have nobody running against them. These people are
Michael J., I'll
shoo-ins,
tell
you
John
know?
Hoven you're ready to
We
make
need to
coffee
find dirt
for
on
him.
Hoven.
There's nothing on Hoven. What are you gonna
John
find on the
Hoven
guy?
he's the biggest crooked son of a bitch. You
He's
know
not.
who his best friend is? Joe Manchin,
Who
the
cares?
guy, the
Who
Democrat,
cares?
the Democrat name only from West Virginia, the slumlord of all coal mines that killed Joe Biden's
You know
bill.
what the difference
He
between
killed
you and
Biden's
John
bill.
Hoven is?
It was going to give people no more lead pipes in their house. Build back better, no more lead pipes.
John Hoven supports the people.
John Hoven don't support shit. Nobody's seen him in 3 years. He went to the NCAA Division I football game in Frisco, Texas, and the Bison one. He come out of nowhere. He flew there, and I heard the only reason he flew there is because the team bought him a ticket and gave him a free ticket. That's how cheap
John
he is.
Hoven's going
Guy's
to win
worth
the state of
$54
North
million,
Dakota.
and he's that cheap. And he went up
Shannon.
there twice.
Maybe he's really dead,
Shannon,
and he's
my
running on the
cousin don't
ticket,
hear
and
it.
some doppelganger's gonna fucking take his
No.
place.
That probably is
No,
true.
it's
He
gonna
sat
be
up
John
there. You know what?
Hoven.
You know what they bought our award-winning when Trump was in there. They
Katrina,
bought him hamburgers
Katrina's
from
just
McDonald's.
collecting money.
When they went to the White House, Trump and Hoven bought them fucking McDonald's hamburgers is what they bought them, our bison, when they won the championship.
Katrina's just
I
collecting
would buy our
money.
bison a steak when I
John
become
Hoven's going to
senator.
win the state of North
John
Dakota.
Hoven is going down the tubes because Rick Becker almost beat him. It was so
Michael
close.
J.,
People couldn't
start
believe it.
focusing.
Rick
Hey,
Becker come out of
Michael,
nowhere and nobody knew who he was and blew
Shannon,
his doors
Michael
and
J.
took
needs to focus on the
49%.
podcast.
You know, I ain't focusing on shit.
Michael
I'm running
J.,
a
it's
business,
over.
buddy. I'm going to make my money and
It's
I'm going to take
over.
care of my people. You're over.
John
I'm
Hoven's
going to the
John Hoven's
primary
going to
and I'm
win
going
in
to win the
November.
primary and then I'm going to the big show. Hoven's out of here. That guy's out of
We're
here.
going to be rich anyway, Michael. It doesn't
Hoven's
matter. We're
going
going
to
to be
be
rich. When I get my
solidified in
That's
settlement,
right.
we're rich.
November.
We're going to be rich, me and Shannon. We're going to have more money. We know what to do with.
Hey, Shannon, keep your money.
We're gonna have fuck you money. It's what it's called. We can
Yeah.
Keep
piss
your
off some
We'll
money.
money.
send you
Still
a
have
postcard,
Keep your
Michael,
money.
from Hawaii and from the Virgin
Listen,
Islands.
Yeah.
We'll send you a
hey,
postcard.
Saying it's a
Michael J.
fugazi, it's a fugazi.
Yeah.
Michael J.
Forget
I'm
about it.
not trying to beat you up, but be realistic.
I
John
know.
Hoven
Oh,
has
God.
millions of
Listen to
dollars.
Pat Riot. He's going to win by 75% of the vote. Rick Becker almost beat him in the primary. He only lost by one percentage point.
How did
You
he
know
beat
that?
him in the primary? That primary is until June.
Or the convention, the delegates. There was 2,500 delegates, 49% went for Rick Becker, a guy that nobody knew
John
who the fuck he
Hoven is
was.
the son of North Dakota.
John Hoven ain't the son of North Dakota. They're transplants. His dad.
Yes, he is.
Nobody's the son of nobody. The people here said he don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. He's out of touch with people
John
here.
Hoven's gonna win.
He's out of touch. He's up
John
there.
Hoven will win.
He's in D.C. enriching himself for 12 years, and that's why he's worth
Michael
$54 million.
Michael
Because
J.
he's bought
If
and paid for
Jenny
it by the
was on
big
the
oil.
call,
He's bought and paid for by the
if
big
Jenny
oil.
was on the call, she would tell you right now John Hoven's gonna win.
Go suck John Hoven's ball sack, you bitch. You're just a wussy. You are such a piece of shit. You know that? When I see him, I'm going to knock you
Why
out.
would you want your cousin
Shannon,
to
I'm going to
win?
knock his
I can't
punk
believe
ass
that.
out.
Shannon,
You're going to get the shit
can't
knocked
believe
out of
that.
you. Your little
Shannon,
cousin's
my
going to knock
cousin,
the shit out of you when
my
I see you.
cousin,
You're a
yeah,
jack-off.
and my
You're a
cousin
fucking
owes me
I
a
can't
jack-off.
steak
believe that.
dinner.
Michael's a
You owe
jack-off.
me a steak
I don't
dinner.
know you shit,
Well, you know what?
jack-off. I
If
don't know
he
you
doesn't
nothing.
win, then we're gonna run the next race, and I'll
You gotta
beat him
run for
because we'll
city
have money.
council, Shannon.
Michael, you're a
He's
fucking
gotta build
jack-off.
up.
You're a fucking jack-off is what you are.
You're my
I
cousin.
don't
I'm
care.
being realistic
You're a
with
piece
you.
of shit.
I'm
You're a
not
piece
lying
of
to
shit,
you.
and everybody knows it, and you're proving it right now.
Michael J., I'm
Everybody
not
knows you're a
lying to
piece of
you.
shit.
Shut up,
People
Pat
know
Riot.
you're a piece of shit right now, Michael. You
Listen,
ain't done nothing. You fucking don't help nobody. You're all talk and you don't no walk.
Johnny
You're
Hoven's
all
got it.
talk and you're no walk. Go suck Johnny
It's
Hoven's
because the
left nut.
Republicans own
Go
North
lick his
We're
Dakota.
gonna have
lick
to
his
get Biker
balls.
Betty after Pat Riot.
Huh?
We're gonna have to get Biker Betty after Pat
Hey,
Riot.
Pat, right? This is
She
my
got
show. You go
tattoos.
out and get your fucking show, and then you can tell people what the fuck you want to do. But you're on
Hey,
my show, you fucking jerk off. So shut the fuck up.
but Michael J.,
He's
I'm
trying to
being
tell me
That's
what to
realistic.
do
poop.
on
I'm
my
telling
show.
you.
This
It's
guy's
poop. I know it's
this guy's
poop.
trying to tell me what to do
Look at
on
his
my show.
followers.
Fuck him. Go get your own
Shannon, I'm
podcast.
trying to
Because
tell my cousin
Doomsday
be
and his wife
realistic.
are going on a cruise with Pook in October. And if you look, he's friends with Michael Key,
Yeah.
Doomsday.
Right.
Yeah.
Who
Pat
gives a
Riot
fuck if
is
I win or
poop.
lose? I don't give a fuck if I win or lose. At
Oh,
least
you
I
even
got
already
in the
admitted
game
to
and I
living in
tried.
Texas.
At least I got in the game and
I,
tried and I got on the ballot.
and I don't
You're the little
disagree with
motherfucker
that.
that said I never get on the ballot, you fucking jack off. You said the people
Who are
love
you
me.
talking to?
The people love me. Next time, if I don't win this
Who are you
time,
talking
we're going to be
to?
prepared because just don't worry about it. We're going to make plans, you know.
Michael
We're
J.,
testing the
let's
water
talk
out. We
about our
got to
new show.
we got to test the water
Shannon,
out this time. We're testing the
Shannon,
water,
let's talk about
but
the
I
new
might.
show.
The election ain't over yet, jack off. So fuck you. I'm a fighter
Forget
for the
about the
people.
election.
I'm a fighter
Screw
for
the
the
election.
people.
Let's talk
I
about
stand up
reality.
against corporate cronies like my cousin Michael's worked for corporations his whole life. He's always been an ass kisser for money. If you got money,
Right,
he'll kiss
right.
your ball sack. John Hoven, I got a guy, my cousin will work for you. He'll be your shoe shine boy or whatever the fuck you want him, your towel boy. Fucking
You know
punk.
what?
You're a fucking joke.
I'm being realistic and you don't listen to me.
You're a fucking joke, Michael.
Live in the now, boys.
I live in the now,
I'm
Michael.
a joke.
You're a
Shannon,
fucking.
I'm
You've
a
been a
joke.
joke your whole life.
Well, let's talk
You're
about
fucking drunk and a
let's talk
joke.
about our show.
Well, you're a fucking joke and a
Shannon,
drunk.
I would like to have a segment where we talk about food.
You want some food?
I want to talk about like making a dish, you know.
Okay.
I know my cousin can't hear me right now because all he's focused on is this bullshit. This
What do you want?
election's
You want
bullshit.
Italian? You want Mexican?
It
You want
doesn't
Chinese?
matter.
What do you want?
It could be any cuisine. We just need to talk about
Well,
it.
I can make anything. I'm a gourmet chef.
Michael, you got to listen. The election's over.
We don't spend
Your party
Thanksgiving
threw you
together,
under the
Pat,
bus.
right? I don't go to this fucking jack-off's place, and I make my own turkey, and I take care of myself.
Michael, why you got to be so
I take care of myself. I take
Come
care of
on.
myself. I have my own Thanksgiving dinner. I make a turkey, and I invite my
Wait,
friends
Pat
over.
Ryan,
did he just say
Pat
fuck
Ryan.
you?
My little cousin, my
Okay.
little cousin's
Pat
always
Ryan.
been watched out.
That's it. That's it.
Everybody's watched out for my little cousin.
Nobody's
he can
looked out
talk
for
all his
nobody.
crap.
Shannon's the only one stood up to me. Shannon's the only one stood up for me, and that's why I'm going to marry this woman. If you fuck with her, I'm going to take you out, motherfucker.
I didn't say, hey, I have not said nothing derogatory. Why you got to be so mad?
Go fuck yourself. Go
simple.
fuck John Hoven. You and John Hoven go fuck each other
Listen,
and go fuck yourself.
Michael J.
I just got rid of Pat Ryan. He said
You
fuck you,
can't-
so that was it.
You can't be a politician.
Pat Riot's a
I know
jackass.
you.
You don't know shit about me. I've been a politician all my life, you little motherfucker. 4.5 years I'm campaigning.
Michael
You don't know
stop.
shit. You ain't even up here.
Let's-
You ain't even knocked on a
Pat
door.
Listen.
This guy ain't even knocked
Listen,
on a
we
fucking
have-
door. He ain't done
have
shit.
a
He's
show.
all talk. He likes to shoot orders.
It's
That's
the
what he
Michael
does.
and Michael and hang
Yeah,
on, let's
you like
do
to
it. The
shoot
Michael
orders.
and Shannon Michael
Yeah, you
show.
like to shoot orders is what you like to
Oh.
do. And you don't
I'm
fucking,
not shooting
don't
no
nobody
orders.
listen
I'm
to this
telling
guy
you.
and don't take orders from this guy because he don't deserve it. He ain't nobody. He's a fucking jack off.
Why you
He
gotta
said
be
he's
like
from
that?
Texas.
You know what? I'm being nice, and all you want to do is beat me up. I'm being realistic. Even Shannon can understand that. And all you want to do is beat me up.
Well, quit crying. You cry me a fucking river, you lush. Why do you keep crying? And
Here's
keep
what I
going river?
can tell you.
You're crying a fucking river.
Here's
You're
what I
crying
can
to the
tell
wrong
you.
person.
Johnny Hoven's gonna beat you.
Well,
you know why?
because you're going to go suck
Because
a stick.
you live.
Because you're going to go suck a stick.
No,
That's
you
why.
live in a red state.
Well, who
You
gives
live
a
in a
fuck?
red
At least
state.
I'm man enough to try, you pussy. You said you'd be a senator before me. You're not. You haven't even knocked on a door. You ain't done
Well,
shit.
the
You
question
ain't
is, can
done
you
nothing.
beat Johnny Hoven?
Who gives
you
a
beat
fuck if I
Johnny
can
Hoven?
beat him or not? You'll go beat his meat for him. Is what
No.
you'll do.
No, see, Shannon, listen to how he talks.
Who gives a
Very
shit?
uncouth.
Who gives a shit if
Very
I beat him or
uncouth.
not? Do I give a fuck? Fuck
Michael
no.
J. I'm not.
Do I really give a fuck if I beat him or not? I tried to run a campaign, but I got a fucking jack off like you that's a negative son of a bitch that I don't want in my life when you're acting like a fool. And that's what you do. You're a fucking jack off.
I'm only trying to help you.
You ain't trying to do nothing. I don't know.
You
When are you
want
going to
Jenny?
stop drinking? You want to help yourself by stop drinking. You want to help
Hey.
me quit drinking and don't call on my show when
Come
you're
on,
drunk.
Michael J.
Don't call on my
Is
show when you're
that
drunk.
the best you have?
Is that what do you, I get more than you
Shannon,
got? Nothing.
Shannon,
What
listen
I
to
have
him.
is way more than you got. Nothing.
He's talking right now about the late hour. What is it? The red what did you call it, Michael J? The red eye?
Okay, I got a short 4-minute video. Maybe we can lighten up the
Please,
situation here.
please.
Yeah,
I'd love to
because
hear
I don't
it
want to
because
hear
my
his. I don't
cousin,
want to hear his
my
whining.
cousin's giving me
bitch
I
ass.
should do.
I don't want to hear his bitchy
My
cry,
cousin's
baby.
giving
Cody
me I
Whining
should do.
bitch.
Here it comes.
Fucking punk.
Here it comes.
We need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there. It's physics. And everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago we were talking about
Everyone but Michael.
Head Start, left behind. Someone's
Michael's
losing fucking
favorite.
ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks. And it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
There you go. Live in the now.
That's what we do. We live in the now. And, yeah, I like positive people working with my campaign. If you're a positive person, you'd like to join the Michael J. Steele campaign, and you're listening in, you're in North Dakota, I got a lot of literature. I just did an interview on YouTube called Ask the Politician. It's an hour and 17-minute video. Well done. I've got a lot of good reviews from critics. My friend that's been in politics 60 years, who's won every race, one of the strongest women in North Dakota, she wanted everybody to know that she approved my message and said I did a phenomenal interview. And,
you can't beat John Hoeven.
And a lot of people from
John Hoeven's
staff don't even want him.
Pat came back in. Now he's Pat Lives.
That's funny. John Hoeven, people don't even want him. The people I talk to, they don't want John Hoeven in there anymore. He's 65 years old. They said he's out of touch.
Why?
He's out of touch with people in North Dakota, and he doesn't care about anybody here. We got 30,000 children right now living beneath the poverty level in North Dakota, in a state with less than 750,000
Come on,
people.
Michael J. That's all
And
assumed.
this piece of
It's
shit,
all assumed.
this piece of shit doesn't care. No, this is from the North Dakota Health and Human Services and also the
Michael J. He
Social
was the
Services.
governor of your state.
Yeah, and that's why we were ranked 50th in GDP for the last 20 fucking
You're
years.
not ranked 50th.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, we
Be
are.
realistic.
Yeah, the fuck we ain't.
Come on.
Well,
That's why Michael Keyes
you will never be a part of my staff because you don't know how to find
I don't want to
facts.
be. You owe me a steak
No, I don't
dinner.
owe you shit. Nothing. I ain't gonna.
You owe
I'll
me a
throw
steak
a
dinner
big
because
wad.
I told you won't get to
Why
send
don't
it.
you shut the fuck up? I'll throw a big wad of shit at you.
You know why?
You're a jack
Because
off.
I know.
I'm gonna beat the
I
shit
see
out of you.
everything.
Because I'm gonna beat
I
your
see
fucking head.
everything.
You don't see nothing. You on your couch, your mom's
He's gonna
couch.
bring some food.
You see everything in your mom's
I
couch.
see Shannon.
Sitting on your mom's
He
couch.
doesn't understand. I
You
see
know,
everything.
I do too. I get
I'm a
these
nobody, but
the
I see
30,000
everything.
children I see that are living beneath the poverty line in North Dakota.
They're
These are
not living
figures from
beneath the
the
poverty. You're
social
making that
services.
shit up.
No, the fuck I am, you punk son of a bitch. These are right out
You're
of
making it
This
up.
is from Cass County
You're
Social
making it up.
Services said it. Cass County.
I don't care about Cass
Social, and the
County,
Department
Jimmy
of Health and
John's
Human Service.
County.
And you don't even live here, you fucking punk. It's from the people that are running the state senate, okay? Department of Health and Human
It's all
Services.
fugazi. It's all
Cass
fake.
County knows about it. They're mentioning it. I got
John
my
Hogan's
figures
been
are
taking care of the
from
state.
them. Their own figures will show you how fucked up they are here. We're ranked 50th in GDP. Joshua, my last guy, that was my former Secretary of State, got the
You know
figures
what
from
we
North
need? We need
Dakota.
a panel, Shannon. We need a panel of some different people throughout the United States that can hear my cousin talk. Because I think he talks like he's in Canada.
Well, I think you talk like a jack-off, and you got a turd in your mouth or
You act
something.
like you're in Canada.
Well, you better sober up. You on here to fuck with me? This is a show about politics, not the Michael
Hey,
and Michael
I'm being
argument. It's
realistic
not the
with
Michael
you.
J. Steele argument with his
Hey.
cousin Michael, the drunk from Missouri show.
Hey,
You're lucky I
it's
let you
the
on this show.
Michael J.
I'm going to probably block
Michael
you again
J.
because the
and
next 2 months are
Shannon and
critical
Michael
that I can
Show.
win my election. And you're trying to ruin it
Hang on.
because you're a fucking
Hey,
punk. You said I wouldn't even get on the
this
ballot.
is
You are such a
the
punk.
red eye.
Yeah, this is the
It's
red
the
eye, and you're
Michael
the
J.
punko.
Shannon and Michael. Hey, why you gotta be so?
Why don't you fucking
God.
stick your fucking talk some facts here and figures about what the
Shannon,
show's about, you
Shannon,
fucking jack off.
I'm sorry. I don't think this is gonna work because
No,
Michael
it ain't gonna
J's
work
got an
because all you
attitude.
do is talk
Yes.
shit. It ain't gonna work because all he does is talk
No.
shit, and he tries to belittle me, and I'm gonna bust his head open and show
Michael
you who
J.
gets belittled.
Michael
When I
J.
slap the shit out of you, then you're gonna get belittled.
Everybody likes
Then
listening
you're gonna
to you.
see
It's gonna
the
work.
belittling's gonna
Shannon
come when
knows.
you're laying on the ground.
Shannon knows.
Then I'm gonna take a big fucking shit on you. I'm gonna knock you out. Then I'm gonna take a big shit
My
on you.
little cousin, he's talking fake fugazi.
Your asshole's
It will
spaghetti,
work.
you fucking.
It'll work. It'll work. It'll work.
I don't know because
Living
he
it
wants
out.
to just be a crybaby and a drunk on my show and destroy my political
Shannon,
career here.
I'm not trying to
You know, it's
destroy
4.5
his
years of my
political
work,
career.
you
I
fucking
know.
I'm
punk.
being realistic.
You're messing with 4.5 years of my work, you fucking
Johnny
piece of shit.
Hogan has you by the
Go
balls.
fuck Johnny Hoven and fuck you too.
Johnny Hoven
Fuck
Okay,
Johnny
has you by
Hoven.
the
I love
balls.
you, I love you, cousin Michael, but you do need to be a little more supportive, you know.
Yeah, but Shannon, come on, be realistic. When you see what's right is right.
Well, fuck you.
I mean, Johnny
Fuck
Hoven
you.
has to stay. Hang on,
Fuck you.
hang
You
on,
don't.
Michael
You
J.
fucking believe everything you read. You fucking jack off. Anything on the internet
I
is
don't
real.
have to. Hey,
Fuck
I
you.
just have to look at how people vote.
The voting's
in each
changing. We got
county.
100,000 new people moved in here,
Right.
and they're all for Michael
Right.
Steele. They're moving
And guess
here
who
for
they're
me.
going to vote for?
For
They're
me.
not voting for you. They're
For me,
voting
we
for
got other.
Katrina.
You know, there's only 450,000 people that decided to vote in the last senatorial election. Right now, they figure there's going to be
Interesting.
600,000 this year because you got new blood moving in that don't like these motherfuckers that are running the state. They want them out of here. Why do you think we had a 46,000 signatures for term limits to get rid of these jackoffs in this state? Now you're learning. Now, if
Can
you're
I make
listening to me,
wait? Can I
I
make
live here. I know the facts and figures. You don't know shit.
can I make a
I don't even
prediction?
think you know
Can I make
anything in Missouri. What the fuck do you know
hang
about?
on?
You don't even know
Can
your
I
own
make a
state.
prediction?
You don't know
But
shit.
if he does lose, we're going to keep trying till we
Right,
get
and
there.
who
Yeah, but
gives
he
a fuck
doesn't
if
need
I
to.
lose? Who gives a fuck
Shannon,
if I lose?
who
We're
cares?
going to
And you're
keep
kind of
trying.
Michael. You
You
proved
ran.
you're unloyal. You're out of the circle of trust.
It has
You're
nothing to
out of
do
the
with
circle of
loyal. It's
trust.
being
You're not loyal.
realistic.
You will have no
Shannon,
allegiance to
my little
nobody.
cousin,
You
my little
you have
cousin's
no
a big
allegiance to
baby.
nobody. You're out of the
The
circle of
circle of
trust. You're
trust.
out of it, and you have
What
no.
a joke. What
You're
a
out of my
joke.
circle of trust. You're
Rubber
a
been
fucking
there.
joke.
Listen,
You fucking idiot.
Johnny Hoven owns the state.
Johnny Hoven don't own dick.
Johnny
There's people
Hoven,
way worth more than
Johnny
54
Hoven
million.
owns the
We got a
state.
governor worth $2.5 billion right now.
Okay, Michael
Johnny
J.
Hoven's only
Michael
worth
J.
54
Quit,
million.
quit.
Wait, he's only worth 54 million.
Right.
Well, guess what? I'm going to be getting about 4 times, 5, maybe even 10
Well, there you go.
times
Now,
that.
Yeah,
now
but
what are you
So
going to do
wait,
when me
come
and
on,
Shannon get
Shannon.
next
married?
time,
Now what are you going to do, Michael, when me and
yeah.
Shannon are married? What the fuck
And
you going
then
to
we
do then?
will kick his ass.
Well,
Because then
I'm
we'll
not.
have the
we're
popular
going to
I'm
vote
win
being
now.
and the
realistic.
motherfuckers that vote for the
Shannon,
fucking people with the
Shannon,
fucking money,
you and
because
Michael
Like
J are not
Michael.
we
being
will
That's right.
have
realistic.
the
That's right.
You're
fucking
not
money.
being
That's right.
realistic.
That's right. We got
Johnny
Shannon
Hoven
on my
owns the
side.
state.
Johnny
We'll be
Hoven don't
living in
own
the
dick.
fucking now.
Nobody likes him. They don't want him to come
All
back.
right,
You know
hey,
what happens? He's
when
not
you
even going to move
guys,
back here. That guy is so hated in this state, he's not even going to live here.
when you come
He's going to
back
go
to
live in
me
West
and
Virginia
you
with
tell me,
Manchin.
Michael, Johnny
Manchin has an
Hoven
old
owns the state,
plantation he's going to sell him
I'll
for
listen.
$10 million. He's going to live in a mansion with Joe Manchin in West Virginia. His buddy's a
You mean
Democrat who's a
in
crook
North
like he
Dakota?
is. He's a big fucking fake and a crook like
Bismarck.
he is. These guys are
Is
fakes.
he gay?
Well, what if he
You know
was?
what?
Sucking on
You know what?
Well,
Manchin?
what if he
Michael
was? I
J.
mean,
I think
I
Jenny
don't got
stopped
Yeah,
nothing
you're
against gay
right. No,
people.
just ask.
Well, what if he was?
Jenny.
But
No, I don't
Jenny
either.
upset
but
you.
My
that's
best
his
friend was
new
gay,
best
so
friend.
I don't have a
Yeah,
problem with
I
anybody.
don't have problems with any gay
Jenny
people,
I just
but
upset
asked
that's
if
you.
he
his
was gay.
new best thing. Is Joe Manchin
Right.
is his best friend now, John Hoven,
Oh,
because
come
he's buying
on.
a plantation down there. He's
I
going to live
like.
there. These guys,
Mm.
Michael, don't even retire here. These
Michael,
fucking people don't even live
Michael.
here that are running the state. Don't even live in North Dakota. That's
Okay,
15
can we change
people
the subject?
on the Democratic fucking ballot that just got thrown out because a lawyer
Shannon,
come
let's
in
talk about our
and they threw him off the
podcast.
ballot.
Forget this.
You know, you cannot debate me,
June,
Michael. Your brain
June,
is
Michael's
mush.
going to be with
Your
us.
mind is
Shannon, let's
mush.
talk.
Your mind is mush. Your mind
We're
is
gonna.
All
mush.
right.
And you're
If
out
I'm
of the
wrong,
circle of
hang on.
trust. You're out of the circle of
No,
trust.
hang on.
You can't
Shannon,
be
if I'm
trusted. You
wrong,
can't be
if I'm
trusted.
wrong, I will stand. Can I say something, little cousin? I'm not talking to you. Shannon, if
What?
I'm wrong, I'll stand to be corrected if my cousin wins the primary.
Well, you said I wouldn't even
June
get on the ballot.
14th.
I've already
Hang on.
corrected you, you fucking
Hang on.
jack off. I've
Hang on.
already corrected you.
The
Pat Riot,
Gazy.
you go fuck
It's all
yourself.
Fugazi.
Look at Pat. You
Shannon,
fuck yourself, Pat
if my
Riot.
cousin,
Your
hang on.
asshole's delusional. None of these people in
Can I
North
say
Dakota,
something? Or you
when
gotta run
they
your
get out
mouth?
of the Senate, retire, none of them fucking live here. There ain't a motherfucker
Shannon,
that retired in the government lives here. They get the fuck out of here because
Shannon.
nobody likes these son of a bitchin'
Okay,
Republicans.
can I say
They get them
something?
the
Or you
fuck
gonna
out of
keep
here.
running your
The
mouth?
people don't like them, so they gotta leave.
Shannon, if my cousin wins on June, not January, June
Right.
14th,
Mm-hmm.
if he wins, all right, I stand to be corrected, and I will come on his show and I will say, I stand to be corrected.
Well, you've got to say that
Okay?
now. You said I wouldn't even get on the ballot. You got to say that now. You haven't said
No,
that
no,
now.
no.
Yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
June 14th.
You know, you're the
Well,
fucking
see, you're sitting
you're the
here and all
person
you're
that's trying
doing
to
is giving
destroy
me
my
grief.
political career.
Hey,
You fucking
I,
punk.
Michael
You
J.
fucking twit. You're a
Michael J.
you're a fucking
Shannon,
backstabber.
I
You
reach
are.
out
I
with an
wouldn't want to
olive
do
branch,
business
and what
with
do I
you.
get?
I wouldn't want to
I
do
get beat
business
up.
with you. I wouldn't want to be your business partner. You are such a backstabbing, no good son of a bitch. You've been that way since you were a
Shannon,
kid.
Shannon,
You are a
where am I a
fruitcake.
backstabber?
You're a fucking backstabber. That's just what the fuck you are.
Jenny's got your number, right? Jenny's got your number.
Jenny, I don't want her number. She could go
No, but she's
fall.
got your
She can
number.
go get ate by the hogs. I don't care. You know, they can fuck her. She can go live with the hogs.
Shannon,
We will feed him some corn and let the hogs.
Shannon,
Right on.
you heard
Let
what
the hogs
The
eat
happened
her.
hogs
tonight.
get
Let the
her.
hogs eat her.
Yeah. The
But
basement
Shannon, hey,
dweller.
Michael J. Shannon heard tonight, okay? June 14th.
When she can dish it out, the baby can't take it. The baby comes on my show insulting me, putting me down, belittling me, harassing me,
Who?
and then you're such a
Yeah.
such a wuss.
Who?
You're such a pussy
Talk
whip.
about
You're a
Jenny.
pussy whip wussy.
Jenny.
We call you know what we call guys like you in North Dakota? Pussy whip wussy. You're a wuss. Half
Yeah.
whip and
You're
part
off
pussy.
the gaze
You're a wuss, part
All right,
whip and part
Shannon,
pussy.
I can't deal with this no more. I'm being
No, okay.
realistic, and
Let's
my
talk
little
about
You are
cousin.
being a
something
jack
else,
off
okay?
is what you are, and you need to get the
Okay.
shit knocked out of you. And
You
you
know
are
what I
no
want to
longer
talk
in the
about?
circle of trust. You ain't even in.
Hey,
You were never in the circle of trust. You're a fucking jack. You're a joke.
Michael
You're a
J., you're a
fucking joke.
lying, you're a lying
You're a
fool. But
fucking
hey, I'm
joke.
gonna
You're a
bring up
fucking joke.
something.
You're a
Okay.
fucking joke.
Hey,
Okay.
Velvet Freeze.
Velvet
Talk
Oh,
about,
fuck
talk
you.
about Velvet
Go
Freeze.
fuck your Velvet Freeze. Fuck you and your Velvet Freeze.
I'm living the now.
I
Shannon,
live in the
Velvet
now.
Freeze.
I live in the now.
Velvet
I live in
Freeze
the
is a
now.
candy shop.
You're the worst. You're the worst fucking cousin a
Oh
motherfucker
man,
could ever
I
dream
saved
of. The
so
worst
much
cousin.
money for her. I got her so much candy in so little time. Those old ladies with the wing glasses used to look at me and go, oh gosh, it's little Michael coming in. He's getting ready to take us for all the candy he can. And what I'd do, I'd walk out with a bag of candy.
You always were a strange
Come on,
person.
Michael
You
J.
always were strange. You know, even
But those
even your
women love
teacher
me.
said you're strange. You're strange.
They love me. All
Why
the
have you
women
been
love me.
strange your whole life? You've always been a lot stranger than anybody else in our family. What's going on?
What do you mean by
Are
that?
you a sex machine?
No, it's not about that. It's just, it's my personality.
Which one of the two of you is the sex machine?
Michael J.
All right.
That's right.
Yay.
I'm a horny
That's
horny
right,
dog.
good.
I'm a horny dog.
I love
I'm a
it.
nymphomaniac and I never
Get-
get laid. I don't know. I'm a nymphomaniac
Get
and I never
the
get laid.
job done.
Yeah,
I
right.
love it.
Right on. We'll get her done.
That's right.
I live in the now
That's
and
my
we'll get it
husband
done.
right there.
We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get the job done. I
That's
live in
my
the.
husband.
That's right. We'll take care of you, baby.
I love you.
Michael, well, I don't know this guy. He's a fruitcake, my cousin. He's always been a little.
Why you gotta say
You've
that?
always been a couple cards short of a deck, you know.
Hey, I gave you a compliment and all you do is give me grief.
Well, you come on
I
my
gave you a
show.
compliment.
You know, I told you the last 2
No.
months of this campaign are very critical. And you come on here
Hey,
and
you already lost the
harass.
campaign.
You're asshole.
You already
It ain't
lost the
over.
campaign.
It ain't over yet. You lost because you're probably giving her
Shannon
money.
can
You
agree
probably
with
gave her
you.
the money.
Hey,
You're the one that gave Katrina
no.
that $3,000
I didn't give
donation.
Katrina
You
nothing.
probably went around the neighborhood in Kansas City and got people to donate
Listen,
to her because you're a punk. That's probably what you
Katrina
did.
can't win.
Okay.
It's Johnny
It's
Hogan.
time for a break. We're going to listen to another video right
Thank
now.
you,
Good.
Shannon.
It's only
Please,
12
because
minutes
my
long.
cousin's gone
You're a
cocoa.
fucking
Okay.
brown nose.
All right.
You fucking,
Okay.
your nose has got
Baby.
shit on it.
Live in the now.
Michael's nose has got more shit on it. He's done more brown nose than anybody I fucking know. All you gotta have is $50 in your pocket.
Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Can you turn it up, Shannon? Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, we couldn't hear it before.
Please sign up to our mailing list because we've got some fantastic projects.
You mean start it over?
Yeah, would you? Would you, please? Would you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
A Republican congressman has claimed sex orgies and drug parties are rife all over Washington and is therefore facing a huge backlash. But why should we find it difficult to believe that there's saucy behaviour in Washington when we know what actually does go on? Hello there, you 5.4 million awakening wonders. We continue to convey to you as best we can the truth as we individually and collectively awaken. Today we're going to be discussing a very salacious, saucy story about drugs and sex and politics. Ugh, the last bit made me nearly feel sick. But what interests me mostly is that I suppose the implication is that there's a moral corruption at play. Because really, sex between consenting people, whose business is it? But, the people involved. We're going to get into that story in just a minute. First, I want to tell you that I'm on tour all over the UK. There's a few tickets left. Click on the link in the description. And please sign up to our mailing list because we've got some fantastic projects coming up. Live shows, live experiences, stream stuff that you are going to love. And you never know when we might lose the ability to communicate with you. So please, for heaven's sake, sign up to my mailing list. Now, let's see what these saucy buggers in Washington are doing with their time. Do we believe them or not? Does it matter? Do you trust politicians? Do you care what they do in their private lives? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get into the news. This morning, Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn. Well, firstly, he's gorgeous. And like no politician, does he? He's like a swimwear model. Under fire from members in his own party after presumably linking GOP lawmakers to sex parties and cocaine. If he is telling the truth about that, that's sort of amazing, isn't it, that they're having sex parties? I mean, some of you that are more into the esoteric side of what goes on in politics have some pretty outlandish ideas about the things that happen behind closed doors and won't be surprised to hear this. If he is lying, that's even more mad. Yeah, I've got a lot of sex parties. I'm always being invited to them. Do you? No. North Carolina Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn has issued a statement following his controversial comments in which he claimed that he's been invited to an orgy. Come over here. I was invited to an orgy the other day. Plenty of people are pretty attracted to me. Did they? No. And they've seen anti-drug advocates do cocaine. I suppose what's behind an accusation like that is the idea of hypocrisy. Now, obviously, we don't know if there are sex and drug parties all over Washington, but, probably there are. There seem to be everywhere in the world. That sort of stuff seems to be going on. What's more interesting, to me at least, is the idea that lawmakers and people that take a moral stance on that kind of behaviour actually engage in that behaviour. And what's even more interesting is that there are things that are explicitly and overtly understood and known by us that, in my opinion, are much worse than what people do with their own bodies for pleasure. An interesting comparison from our country, the UK, where I live, is that all the while during lockdown, while people were confined to their homes under pain of death and fear of shame, the Conservative Party that run our country, the equivalent, I suppose, of your Republican Party, they're having parties almost literally every day. The only thing that mitigates it is their parties were really shit, involving cheese and tinsel and wearing Santa Claus hats. Hey man, let's go, we're having a party. So, yeah, maybe they are doing that in Washington. I just hope the parties are a bit cooler. Then all of a sudden you get invited to, oh, hey, we're going to have kind of a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. And I'm like, what did you just ask me to come to? We are having a sexual get-together at one of our homes, RSVP, and use what you like as ink. And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Yeah. Or the fact that, there's some of the people that are leading on the movement to try and remove, addiction in our country. And then you watch them do, a key bump of cocaine right in front of you. He's too young to be in politics anyway. How old is he? That's what I'm worried about. No wonder they can't resist him. He's gorgeous. Cawthorn is the youngest member of Congress, seen as a rising star in the party. A loyal Trump supporter who spoke at that rally on January 6th. My friends, I will tell you right now that there is a new Republican Party rising, and it's very sexy. But now Republicans say... An interesting side note is that microphone coming out of his head makes him look like a little ant. But now Republicans say he has crossed the line. I think you crossed the line. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy summoned Cawthorn to his office to tell him his comments were unacceptable. Those comments were unacceptable. My God, are you wearing a new perfume? Listen, would you like a quick... Oh, I can't help myself. How can I stay mad at you? He's got a lot of members very upset.
It is irritating, but again, all of us are drawn to these kind of salacious sex and drug stories, but really what we should be interested in is the behaviour of the powerful and the way that Congress and its inhabitants continually operate and the financial impropriety that defines that institution.
McCarthy telling reporters Cawthorn had no evidence and did not tell the truth.
He's got no evidence. Few. And anyway, aside from that, he did not tell the truth. And mainly, though, he hasn't got any evidence.
Sources say Cawthorn was asked to publicly apologize. Overnight, he claims his comments were taken out of context.
When I said that there are orgies and sex parties, I meant all over the world. And in films I've seen, like Oliver Stone's film, The Doors, and Wolf of Wall Street.
Congressman Nelson, what did you make of those comments?
Well, the cliche that politicians are cigar-smoking fat cats sickens me. I'm holding this for a friend. Madison! How can I stay mad at you?
Irresponsible.
Irresponsible. That's ruining all the sex parties. And also, his accusation that we're in cahoots with the tobacco lobby pisses me off too. Right, guys?
But all of it has left his Republican colleagues on Capitol Hill frustrated.
I just think it puts us in bad light. Yeah, it does. That's not very nice. Don't say that about our sex parties. We're trying our hardest to keep them secret. What he's saying can't possibly be true. Not for you, mate. They're not inviting you. What he's saying can't possibly be true. If there are sex parties, I'd certainly know about it. You think they want to miss this piece of ass? You think they want to miss this?
Cawthorn still has one big name in his corner. Donald Trump, the former president, announced Cawthorn will be a special guest at his rally in North Carolina.
Now, look, that's all a frivolous piece of fun, and we all enjoyed having a laugh about that, but these are some things that are literally, definitely, and actually, I believe, legally happening in Congress right now. So this is not an accusation of impropriety. This is a list of systemic problems. Check it out. Hundreds of millions of dollars were exchanged on the stock market by elected officials in 2021 alone. Nothing else was going on in 2021, though. It's not like the whole world was banged up in their houses, quivering shipwrecks, terrified to move. In just equities, Congress bought and sold nearly $290 million throughout the year. Do you want that happening? Do you want elected officials trading? Do you not think that that might mean that regulation and legislation gets biased in the favour of those kind of interests? In 2021, only 3 hedge funds beat the market, but in Congress, 35 politicians did even better. Hedge funds that are set up entirely for investment cannot perform at the rate of Congress people. That, in my opinion, seems like evidence of some kind of corruption, collaboration, and I don't want to use insider trading, that's an actual legal term, but it seems like they know stuff that the best hedge funds in the world don't know. Big legislative events, such as the infrastructure bill getting passed by the Senate, were often preceded by politicians trading in the sectors affected, which points to insider knowledge, doesn't it? Some politicians held securities in the sectors they vocally expressed support for, such as senators holding cryptocurrencies while drafting crypto regulations. I, for example, would like to see cigar companies promoted to the forefront. Madison! How can I stay mad at you?
There are no guarantees in the market, and trading is risky, but having the right setup and indicator can give you
As the pandemic raged, at least 75 lawmakers bought and sold stock in companies that make COVID-19 vaccines, treatments, and tests. At a historic time, during an unprecedented crisis that brought about much division, debate, censorship, discombobulation, doubt, and debate, politicians were investing in companies that make COVID-19 vaccines, treatments, and tests. Do you want that? I'd rather they had orgies. That's how it works. As long as everyone's consenting, crack on, enjoy yourselves, go crazy. But I don't want them mandating certain procedures and then profiting from it. Do you? 18 senators or their households own stock in big tech companies valued at a minimum of $9.9 million and a maximum of $24.6 million, which is a problem if you're regulating those companies. 51 members of Congress and their spouses own up to $5.8 million worth of defense contractor stocks, which is a problem if you're advocating publicly for military action. Prior to the invasion of Ukraine, members of Congress purchased defense and energy stocks, which makes it look like they're using their position not for what's best for America or Ukraine, as they publicly say, but what's best for them as individuals financially. Many are on committees privy to private information, including defense and energy, so surely you should be allowed to invest in those companies. These are systemic problems problems that could be changed like that overnight with a stroke of a pen. They're not allowed to invest. They're not allowed to profit from it. Overnight, you would get a more reliable government. I'm not saying that it's wrong to have a stock exchange or whatever. That's a more complicated and sort of deeper conversation. What I'm saying is that people in those positions shouldn't benefit from it because their focus is meant to be benefiting the ordinary people of America or whatever company, easy mistake to make, country they're supposed to be governing. The typical US Congress member is 12 times richer than the typical American household. Wouldn't you rather have juries, assemblies elected from ordinary families, from ordinary Americans? Wouldn't that be fairer? Wouldn't that be better? Tell me in the comments below. More than half of those in Congress are millionaires. Nothing wrong with making a few quid. You could argue. But do you want Congress peopled by one demographic that have one set of cohesive, collaborative interests? At least 78 members of the House disclose that their spouses own corporate securities. And that's before we get into the dependent child. Dependent child. 37 members of Congress failed to properly report their financial trades. Did you report your financial trade? Yes, I did. Did you do it properly? Yes, I did. To Madison as an orgy. The pages are all stuck together. Madison! How can I stay mad at you? So, of course, what we've got there is a fantastic, funny story about salaciousness. Drugs are, of course, illegal, and no one would ever endorse drugs. I certainly wouldn't. Orgies, I guess that's a moral, personal decision for people that are involved in that kind of world. But neither of those things, in my opinion, are as important as systemic corruption. And if it's not corruption, let's call it what it really is, unaddressed crime, institutionalized crime, crime that is allowed because it's not illegal by the letter of the law, but by the spirit of the law. Is this how you want your country run? Can you not see a connection between the lives you're living, the suffering you're enduring, the social breakdown that you're witnessing, and having corrupt leaders that are profiting in the ways that we've just described in that video? Maybe it doesn't bother you. Let me know in the comments below, because I think this is a bipartisan issue. This is an institutional problem. Forget left, forget right. Let's get down the middle, bringing about systems, cultures, nations, and a world that we can all participate in. I'm not talking about a centralized technocratic democracy. I am 100% against that. Localized democracy for the people, by the people, like it says in your constitution. That's just what I think, though, and what the constitution says. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you enjoyed this video, have a look at this one or this one. Give us a thumbs up. Only half of you subscribe. Subscribe now. It really helps us if you subscribe to our channel. If you're not a member of my mailing list community yet, sign up so we can reach you at any time. I can tell you all the exciting live and streaming stuff that I'm doing. Come and see me live if you want. There's a link just below in the description. More important than any of that, though, please stay free.
There's a big government.
Live in the now.
That's right. We live in the now. I see Chris Wilson's in the audience. He could come on.
Hello, Chris.
He can come on if he wants. We got about 30 minutes left in the program. If Chris Wilson wants to come on, that's great.
So when we get to Washington, are we having sex parties?
With each other, that's about it, just us.
Exactly. Right answer, honey.
Yeah, I'm not into that stuff.
It was a test. That was a test.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm a one-woman
You
man.
passed the test, honey.
I'm a one-woman man. Right.
I love it. Me too. I don't need that. I just need one man. Cousin Michael, you still there, honey?
I bet you fell asleep again. He's so drunk out of his mind. Oh, my God. He fell asleep again like the last show. He fell asleep. That's what he does.
That's so funny.
He just comes on here to give me a treat.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, Umesh.
Hi, pretty woman. Shannon, how are you doing?
How are you doing? Hello.
I'm pretty very good. Awesome.
Good.
What's on your mind?
What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out, visiting a little bit with everybody on the show. Where are you calling from, Umesh?
Just I'm from India, but I moved to Sri Lanka right now.
Oh, I heard there's some trouble.
In Sri Lanka.
I heard there's trouble going on in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
What's going on?
The crisis is going. It's a crisis, money inflations.
I heard there's like a civil war. Is that true, or are we getting the wrong news here in America?
No, no, it's not a civil war. Civil war has been ended in 2011. It's ended. LTTE. It's going on crisis, money inflation. The China has handed over the Sri Lankan port.
Oh, that's not good.
But I like the Shannon very much. She speaks very cute.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. You know Praveen.
Yeah, of course. How you guess that? My name is Praveen. Absolutely right.
Yeah, hello Praveen. Okay, yeah, I know you. Okay, good. So I'm
you
glad
recall my
you're
voice.
alive.
Yes, how you recall my voice? It's amazing. That's
Oh, you're always so sweet to me. Thank you so much. Help spread the
thank
word
you.
in India about our podcast. Well, Michael J's podcast.
Yes. Right now, just near India, like COVID cases are going slightly. Just 1,000 cases are going right now in India. It's I think the COVID cases also rising.
Oh, that's
Yes, from
good.
Delhi.
That's good.
It's bad thing.
There's protests there. I see you've had some protests in Sri Lanka.
No. Protest is going on there.
Is that where you're at in Sri
The
Lanka?
India has been.
Are you in?
Just at present, I'm in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
The government of India has given some money. Just they given fund like 1.5 billion fund they given to the government of Sri Lanka. They helped her.
Oh.
They given the aid to Sri Lanka.
Arthur C. Clarke was there for a while. I remember, if I remember right. And I had Gunaratne, one of my professors was from Sri Lanka. Have you ever heard of him? Sheldon Gunaratne. He's a book writer.
It's great.
He wrote the Tao of Politics, and he was from Sri Lanka. He was one of my professors. Yeah, Sheldon Gunaratne. Genius. Guy's a super genius. And then I know...
he's an intellectual, I think.
Pardon? I'm sorry?
I think he's an intellectual. I think that it's a good sound to hear. Good.
Yeah. Things are going. Are they getting better there in Sri Lanka, or getting worse? What's the situation there right now?
It's a worse. It's a worse situation in Sri Lanka. We can't survive there, but because if you want to buy the necessary goods, it's a lot of money. We have to invest there. It's too much. It's too much of money. If you want to buy an egg, like it will exactly $2. The egg, single egg. If you buy the single egg, it's $2.
Oh no!
It's a very cost there.
Oh no! Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it because of shipping is not getting there to the ports, or is there? What are they saying?
Yes, everything is there. Everything is there banned. Like cups is the government has maintained the cups there.
Because we're having high inflation in the United States right now too. But the neat thing
yes,
is,
of course.
The nice thing is in Sri Lanka, the people protest there. Nobody's protesting in America like they used to do.
Bye, Praveen.
Pardon?
Have a good day. Stay safe, honey. He's so funny. He does that. He'll come on. He's done it like in 5 different podcasts. He'll come on and just say, "I just want to tell you I love Shannon."
Oh wow, he loves you.
I guess I'm popular there. I don't know.
Wow.
But he's actually a really nice guy. He's funny.
Yeah, that's nice.
So what happened to Cousin Michael? He was waking up to end his call.
I don't know what happened. Maybe his wife caught him on the couch, passed out or something. I don't know. I think he fell asleep like he did a couple nights ago. He gets so drunk.
Yeah.
He's got liver problems, see, and I worry about him, and he keeps drinking. And the guy got a death wish or what? All his kids are in college, and he's got one son. His youngest son is still at home, 16-year-old teenager. And he's just like his dad. It was weird. Out of all the kids he had, he's got three kids, and there's one. The third one is the carbon copy of him, the youngest one. Looks like him when he was a little boy. Sounds, acts like him, everything. His son, who's 16 now.
Wow.
It's just unbelievable. Carbon copy. You wouldn't believe it, Shannon. They look identical when they were kids, and it's just unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's 16 now, and but his oldest daughter's already graduated college. His medium son is our oldest boy. He's graduated college, and now he's got the youngest one at home right now. is 16. He'll be going off to college here soon. So, yeah.
Did you say Chris Wilson was here?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Wilson.
He showed us.
He's still here. Chris Wilson's still here.
Chris, call up on.
Yeah, Chris could come on for sure. More the merrier.
He showed us some incredible pictures last night. He was on Big Chief show, and he has these pictures from these museums in near Tibet. Real dragons. They really exist. I'll send you some of them.
Oh yeah.
And they've had this.
Yeah, they killed them off.
They have the skeletons.
Right.
The real dragon with wings.
Yeah.
And they have what they call a biped carnivore, and it's like a little person that's only like a foot tall.
Hello.
And I mean, I'll send you these pictures. They're like, oh my God, and they've hidden them from the world. This is what Chris does, alternative history. And it's pretty, I mean, oh man, the presentation was awesome. I mean, I stayed up till 5 a.m. with him, and it was fantastic. The world needs to know this, what the governments and the world are hiding from us.
Yeah, they've killed off the
dragons.
That's
the kind of world we want to.
They were killed off the dragons.
It's amazing. I'll send it to you.
I know they had them. I've seen pictures of them. They've killed them off years ago. They used to fly around.
Yeah.
Real dragons, and they killed them, you know.
Real dragons.
Yeah.
And you can look at it. It looks exactly like a dragon. But they're not big like dragons. They're smaller.
Yeah.
But it's a dragon, but smaller.
Yeah, you always hear
wings and
you hear in the Bible someone slew the dragon, you know, in the Bible. You know, they talk about it in biblical times, and England had them too. They had a lot of dragons, and they were. My theory is they were killed off. You know, that's what I would think. But yeah, I've seen some of them pictures. I haven't seen that many as in depth as the ones you got to see, though, which would be nice to see. Yeah, I'm interested in all that stuff, but I'm glad you brought that up on the show. Not too many people think of it. And there's also unicorns. It's and they're over in Sicily.
Yeah.
They have real unicorns in Sicily. And
they had real unicorns, and also they had a mermaid a skeleton in this museum.
Yeah.
And something else. I'll send you this other weird looking creature. It had.
Well, they're still.
Oh God, look like half human, half something else.
They still have unicorns in Sicily, is what I'm saying. They really have them. They're alive. They really have them in Sicily. I've seen real, actual documentaries and photos. They actually have Sicilian in Sicily. They have real unicorns. They found right now, and they got them, a whole herd of them, and it's just unbelievable.
I guess that's where they get all these myths from, you know. I wonder what else is real that they've hidden from us.
Well, the giants, you hear about the giants, you know, and all that.
Oh, yeah, the Nephilim.
Yeah, the Nephilim.
That's definite.
And all the photographs I've seen of that, you know, these giants, you know. Well, we got giants on the planet now. Andre the Giant was here. He was about 7 foot tall. You know, that's a giant.
That's not, the Nephilims were much bigger than that.
Sure.
They actually found a Nephilim skeleton in Minnesota, near you.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, I'm just saying it's possible. Look at how big the tallest man in the world was, you know, the tallest woman. You know, I mean, there were giants in our time. They have them.
Maybe Paul Bunyan was real.
Probably. Yeah, everything starts out with real stuff, you know.
Yeah,
and,
they got that Paul Bunyan thing in Babe the Blue Ox there.
Well, they got a thing in a book I had, a textbook back in college when I was studying anthropology, and I couldn't believe they got a creature in Asia. It looks just like, it's got like a human's face and like a big gorilla's body. And they've got pictures of it now, and they don't know what it is. It's almost like the Yeti. People call it, they're thinking it's the Yeti.
I was going to say, abominable snake.
That's what they're thinking, it's the Yeti. But I seen pictures of it in a textbook in college. And I'm going, man, that thing is probably what they think is Bigfoot or the Yeti or something. But it's actually an ape. It's actually a big, huge ape, about as big. It's a silver. It has like silverish white fur on it, and it's huge. And it's got like a human's face when you look at it. It's just unbelievable. and it was in a textbook I had, and it said that these photographs have been taken, and there's not much knowledge about these creatures right now. That's what it said.
Mhm.
But, there's a lot of things that scientists know and anthropologists, but they want to leave it for the next generation, see? So many
Right.
finds per
And
year.
they also had these skeletons of what looked like little bitty humans with butterfly wings, and they were considered what they would call fairies. And it's like, oh my God! And this was all in this museum, and it's like, I guess hasn't been there that long, obviously, or we would have known about this already. But they're revealing all this stuff that supposedly was like myth, but it's not really myth. They're real.
Well, they found,
Pretty amazing. I'll send you the pictures that Chris was showing last night.
well, they found,
And they're all in a museum. I mean, I can understand, yeah, people could fake something like that, but I seriously doubt if they're going to put them in a museum
right.
if they're not real. And if they're definitely covering up Nephilim that can actually grow up to 26 feet, I believe anything's possible now.
Yeah, I do too. I'm trying to think, there's an island they found with creatures on it that they went to and they've never seen them before. And it was in, National Geographic a couple of years ago. And it was unbelievable. These creatures, they found an island with these different horses and everything, just unbelievable. Then under Antarctica, divers that went under there, they found like a whole new, almost like a new country underneath it in certain parts of it under the Arctic Circle, where there's like actually water and fish they've never seen before, and these
the Arctic Circle
yeah,
or Antarctica?
Antarctica underneath it, they found an actual
Antarctica.
live ocean.
Okay.
There's actually an ocean under there. Well, that is all an ocean, really. Antarctica is one big frozen ocean of glaciers, but underneath it, some divers went and they actually filmed just new types of species and everything. But I'm going to try to look on this. I'm going to look it up real quick and see if I can find this island that was in National Geographic it was unbelievable. The new animals and that new species that they've never even imagined ever lived before. There's a new tortoise species in Galapagos Island. They got that. There's new species discovered in deep waters. Let me see where this is at here. In the Galapagos Islands, they found 30 new discovered species in the deep water around the Galapagos Island. A team went in there, and then that's where they're finding these creatures they've never seen before, too, at the Galapagos Islands. Yeah, but there's 30 new species that they've never ever seen before in the deep waters there. But there's been a lot of new discoveries lately. 14 new species of shrew were just discovered in Indonesia that they never knew existed. The new tortoises, like I say, in Galapagos Island. There's new species discovered in Madagascar that we never knew, of chameleons that they've never seen before. These new chameleons, new kind of shrews they've never seen before, new frogs. They've got these new frogs they've never ever seen before that just blow your mind. New snake species, new lizards, and Madagascar. It's just people knew these islands were there. They just never really explored them, I guess, as much as you think that they would have. But they claim the ocean.
Right.
The ocean is the least place that anybody's ever went to. We've only seen so much, a very small amount of the ocean. And that's why there's the old joke: God cared more about the fish than he did humans, because 90% of the earth or something is water. But there's parts of the ocean that are undiscovered yet, and we've only penetrated like 10% of the ocean to actually see what's under there. That's a very, very small amount of discovery at the ocean yet. So they're going to be finding all kinds of stuff. And I see like the merman and merwomen. Some people think we come from the ocean. You've heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that theory too, and people are still saying
Yeah.
that there's still a group of people that are still living under the water in certain parts, like mermaids, mermans, and that. And
Wow.
yeah,
So
they claim they're still there, but they're hiding. They're hiding out in remote parts of the, which could be. You never know. Anything's possible.
I yeah, I guess a creature from Black Lagoon really really existed.
Yeah,
That's funny.
you never know. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow,
I remember
wow.
that. That
So
was,
what have you heard about the video like from Russell Brand about like Congress and this, politician in Washington about their sex parties?
well, that's been going on for
Have you heard
years.
about that?
Yeah, they had the 1980 call boy scandal where they were taking the page boys and having sex with them, and then Reagan had one of his cabinet officials that had all these male prostitutes coming in, and that was a big deal in the 80s, where sex parties for the senators were bringing in page boys and male prostitutes. That was a big one in the 80s when Reagan was.
Wait, so they were actually married men, but
Yeah,
they were on the down low?
yeah, it'd come out. And actually there was like a pimp, it was a big sex scandal. I remember that in the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a political sex scandal.
Well, Nancy, I don't know, but I really like the bent nails blowjob.
Oh, there was, yeah.
Well, Nancy,
So that stuff's been
your
going
nipple
on.
faces just aren't doing it for me anymore, Nancy.
Right. I can't believe the world's forgot about it. It was called the 1983 Congressional Page Scandal. And members involving members of the U.S. House. It was the 1983 Congressional Page Sex Scandal was a political scandal involving members of the United States House of Representatives. On July 14th, 1983, the House Ethics Committee Representative Dan Crane, Illinois, and Gary Studs, Democrat, Massachusetts, were reprimanded for having engaged in sexual relations with minors, specifically 17-year-old congressional pages, though at least some of the sexual contact was not criminal. The committees felt any sexual relations between a member of the House of Representatives and a congressional page or any sexual advance by a member to a page represents a serious breach of duty. The congressional report found that in 1980, a year after entering office, Crane had sex with 4 or 5 times at his suburban apartment with a female page in 1973. The year he entered office, Studs invited a male page who testified he felt no ill toward Studs to his Georgetown apartment. Later, on a 2-week trip to Portugal, both representatives admitted to the charges. On July 20th, 1983, the House voted by a supermajority to revise reprimand to censure a more extreme measure. Censure has never previously been used in a case of sexual misconduct. The motion to ensure the 2 House members, introduced by Representative Robert H. Mitchell, the Republican minority leader, aides later that Michael proposed this bill to head off by Republicans to expel the 2 legislatures. Excuse me. Representative Newt Gingrich was one of the leaders of the calls for expulsion of Crane and Studs. So this was a big deal. There was a lot of people, though, that were involved more than these 2 guys. There was multiple, and there was also a pimp that came in. They hired, actually, when they got into the nitty gritty on this. I remember it when I was young. They had the pimp come in, was hooking them up with these page boys, and it got freakier and freakier. But that was the 1983 Congressional Page Scandal. That was during Reagan's time. It was a big deal. So I know what Brandt's talking about going down. There's been, many sex scandals like that. You just, they get caught and some don't get caught, That was the one I remember, But there's so many,
I remember another, what was it, Gary Hart and his sex scandal on his boat, and that was in the 80s, and
right? Well, there's
yeah.
been tons of them going back to the beginning, at the time where Hamilton had an affair with this lady named Maria Reynolds while both were married to other people. And that was a big scandal when way back in 1796, Thomas Jefferson was having sex with his slaves, and then there's a lady that just got a DNA test recently, and she got all the family fortune of Thomas Jefferson. Andrew Jackson, he had a bunch of affairs.
What was the name of his house that started with an M?
Monticello.
Thomas Jefferson. Monticello.
Yeah.
Monticello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monticello.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's
been a lot of money.
Well, there's been tons of scandals for just every kind of thing you'd imagine since the beginning of the country. Scandal after scandal after scandal, but I wonder how many are these people are set up,
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, that's exactly what they would do. Send in a girl that actually looks a little bit older, but then yet I bet you they do that all the time. So actually the only way to survive nowadays is to be a decent, good, moralistic person.
Right.
If you stay true to that, there's nothing that they can do to you.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
Arthur Brown.
Hey, I'm good morally. I'm no hoe. I don't sleep around. And you would be shocked.
That's good.
People would be shocked to know how long it's been since I've actually had sex.
1906.
You'd be shocked.
1906, Shannon Arthur Brown, a Republican from Utah, United States Senator, his mistress killed him because he was going to, since he got another second mistress, and he had 2 children by her, and she was put into an insane asylum in 1906 for killing a senator. Arthur Brown, yeah. Woodrow Wilson had an affair with Mary Allen Hubert, whom he met in 1907. Yeah, I mean, there's so many scandals that you just don't really.
It just be crazy, man. You gotta. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, there's been tons. There was a couple more shootings here. There's a guy shot himself because they said he was a homosexual. This Styles Bridges, and the guy killed himself because they kept saying he was a homosexual. And the poor guy took so much grief and harassment up there in the Senate that he wound up killing himself. Which was there's. And Kennedy had many extramarital affairs, with Marilyn Monroe and that Judith Campbell Exner, and then there was that Mimi Alford, and then there was that spy. He was screwing the Russian spy. Remember that? And then I knew guys that guarded him in North Dakota. Said they had hookers waiting for him in the building right now where my headquarters is. I met the old guy that ran this place. He was 90 years old. Told me Kennedy had the hookers, and Marilyn Monroe used to come here in the building I'm at right now in Fargo. When he was campaigning in the 50s, he had Marilyn Monroe waiting here, and then he had hookers in the other rooms already waiting for him because he had a penis thing where his penis stayed hard all the time. Kennedy, and and there's a name for it.
What did he have, an implant in there?
No, he had priapus or prior.
God, so he had like constant blue balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have hurt.
Well, and they said that's why he had to have sex all the time when it was the only thing that would alleviate it. He had a constant erection. True story. It's called priapism. Priapism. That's what Yeah, and that's what a lot of the medical experts will say that in his reports. He had priapism. It's just a disease you get, and that
would be awful.
Right. Yeah.
Man, I guess he had to have like his pants specially made in the crotch
Yeah.
area. I mean,
Probably had to tie it down with a string or something, yeah.
oh my God,
That's true. I'm not making this up. I know all these little
wow.
weird facts and
It
everything.
won't go down. It won't go down.
He was one of my favorite presidents, you know. But he had
Yeah,
hookers
everybody
all over.
loved John Kennedy.
Oh,
He was a true hero.
yeah, he was. A real deal.
He was in the what, Navy?
Yeah.
And then when the PT 109 went down, he actually swam and got 19 people?
Saved his
Was it
crew.
19?
Yeah, he carried people.
One by one,
Yeah.
saved them,
Yeah.
swam,
Yeah.
put them off, saved them all.
Right.
I mean, that is a true hero.
That's where he messed his back up, too. He had back problems after that explosion. Yeah, and
Wow.
he saved a few of them that couldn't swim. There was some he saved that couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, and he's a real deal. He's a genuine hero, you know, and
Yep.
but he did have
He was.
priapism, you know, so that's kind of
That's amazing.
yeah, priapism. But
Wow.
that would be
So I guess he never had to have a fluffer.
No. No, but I talked to people. He had broads everywhere, every state, and then there's been other videos, documentaries of the Secret Service that talked about it later on and said, yeah, he had broads everywhere. They have to get him and wait for him because he had that problem with priapism, yeah. But he had Graves' disease.
Wow.
He had this guy had more chronic conditions, way more than I got. You know, I have a few, but he had a lot, you know. Well, we got about 2 minutes
according to
left.
Chris Wilson, he actually was not assassinated in Dallas. They said that was a double.
Huh.
They said that they knew that there was going to be an attempt on his life, and they said that was actually a double, and then he actually went to Greece because he actually had such bad health problems, and they said he died like 2 or 3 years later in Greece.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's according to Chris Wilson.
I believe it. It's possible, Shannon. I know.
Oh,
things.
yeah, they all have doubles.
I know things that blow your mind, too. Like Michael even admits it on here, the stuff that I know and he knows from just knowing things. And yeah, I believe that, you know. We got about a minute to go, Shannon. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the Michael J. Steele for Senate show. Sorry about my cousin calling me and getting me upset. He knows how to push my buttons, man, and I told him it's important this last 2 months for me to make a good impression on everybody out there, but we start fighting.
He loves you.
Well, he just wrecks my whole program. You know, I'm trying to do things and let people know what I'm doing with the campaign and that. But like I say, go to YouTube, Ask the Politician. That's me. I'm on there. You can watch that, and I shared the link earlier on here. And check it out, Shannon. You'll get the real me on there. You can see me as fat as I am. Well, I had prednisone I did for 2 months.
I saw you on that video.
Well, I look
You're
different.
handsome, honey.
Well, I look different in this one. I gained some weight because I was on prednisone. I had an asthma attack, and they had me on.
I saw you on Friendly Differences in Solid Blue. I thought you looked fine.
Well, thank you. Well, I look different on this one. I'm dead tired. I stayed up all night. But good night. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Have a good night.